And you're
Very good evening to everyone present here. My name is Amit Bajaj and I am a mathematics educator in CRPA Public School, Delhi, India. I'm a Google Certified Educator Level 1 and Level 2 and I'm the founder and leader of GG Delhi West. I thank the team Mahattattva and Deepthi ma'am, Puchika ma'am for giving me this wonderful opportunity. So let's begin with what exactly is the Google site and how is that educator as a teacher I can make use of it. So everyone is creating their own websites. You must have visited hundreds of websites every day. Google Sites has one very special property. It's all free. So you can create as a teacher, your teacher portfolio, your students portfolio, or your class portfolio websites using the Google Sites for free. You just need one Google account. So what all can be done on a Google Sites? I'll be taking all these things by demonstrating and what will be the end product. Let me just quickly show you one of the sample. This is my web mathematics website. So you will be able to create a website similar to the same. So you can check it out at the top. It's site.google.com/view/making mathematics meaningful. So this is the website which I have created for my mathematics teaching purpose. So you can see I have added the various YouTube links and links to some important resources, say about me, about my online classes, their PDFs, their video links, and then there are certain classroom resources, and then contact me. Quickly, let me show, say about me. When I click on this is a button. So you'll get to know about me. And this is a collapsible text. When I click on this, people can get to know more about me as a teacher, my learning as a teacher, me as a resource person. When someone click on my online classes, so whatever I am taking my classes in my school, say for grade 12th and grade 11th, so all the classroom PDFs, all the video links, they are attached via one Google Docs. So you can integrate your files like Google Doc, Sheets, Slides, Google Forms, YouTube videos, and the playlist as such in your Google site. Then say when I coming to say class 11th, so I have my few resources already as a teacher. For years I have been creating them. So these are made public for all the students. You can also make it only restricted to your school students, or you can collaborate with your school teachers only. That can also be possible. I'll demonstrate that very quickly. So say when I someone click on this class chapter 1 sets, the person will be taken to the assignment of this chapter and one can easily download that. So that all depends the way you are looking forward for designing your website. So the purpose of creating a website should be firstly defined. What is your learning goals? What are your learning objectives? Then only you will be having a better website. So my classroom teaching for 11th, as I have shown, you can see the navigation on the left hand side panel. And at the same time, I can make it at the top also. You remember in most of the website, you see that thing on the top side. So that can also be made possible. Then at the end, say I have attached, say contact me. So one Google form is attached over here. So this is very easy to create such website provided the learning objectives are well defined. Second things, you have lot many resources which you have created in due course of a time. So how we can start with creating our website? There are many ways. One way, you go to your drive and click on new, look for more, and you will see the option of Google Sites here. When I click on this more option, you can see the option of creating the Google Sites. The other way around is a very simple shortcut is sites.new. Just type it in your browser window and it will create a new website for you. But if I go through Google sites and instead of this, I entered say sites.google.com. You will see the option of the blank template, or even I can start with a ready-made templates provided by the Google itself, whether I am creating a say a student portfolio or a class website or an event. And when I click on this template gallery, few more options are available. If I'm even creating for my tuition center, for example, so small business is there, so that way, or related to the education, so you can start with using these templates, or you can start with a blank scratch. So let me start with a blank template. So this is the basic layout once you start with a new creating your website. Starting with untitled site, you can always name this website. For a reference, I have something written with me so that I can copy paste to save the time. So this is say Amit's Maths website. When I click it over here, you can see Amit's Maths website is coming. I can go on adding the logo to this. I can have this as my title page. This is my home page basically. All right. So let me call my home page as Welcome to the exciting world of mathematics. You can check this out. It's added as a normal text. I can make this as a title or as a heading. I can change the font. I can change the font size depending on the need. I can make it bold, italic, underline. I can change the text color, and I can even insert a link over here, and I can bring it to the center as well. I can increase this size. You can see it. I am dragging it. So that way I have written this, my homepage title. I can also add the logo to my website. When I click on add logo, there are two different options you can see. One is for adding the logo and another is for the favicon. So let me click on logo and look for some file which is say available with me as a logo. So let me assume that this is my website logo. Let me choose this. So can you see over here? It is available. And at the same time, when I go and go for favicon, let me choose the same image. And what is the difference and what is the significance of adding favicon? As of now, you can see at the top, it is showing the Google site icon only. But when I go to the preview, please check this out. Here is a preview button. When I click on this, or let me publish this website first. There is the option for publish. The favicon will be visible only when I go for publishing this website. And for that, I need to give the name to this website. By default, it is taking say Amit's Maths website. So if I'm okay with that, and if that web address is available, I can simply click on publish and my website is published. I can click on view. So this is the basic layout. And now can you see over here on the top left hand side? So the icon that is actually referred to as favicon. So for say this is your doc. So for that doc, this is the icon. For drive, this is the icon. And for this my particular website, now this is added as a favicon. I can always see my published website by clicking on this triangle, view publish site. There are certain settings also. We will discuss that very soon. So what all can be done? Every magic happens from the right hand side panel. What exactly initially I would recommend and prefer to go with the themes. So what type of a layout you are looking for your particular website? So customizing your website, the header, color, fonts, layout, and changing your website appearance. So that appearance is important. So there are few already made available theme by Google. I can go with simple one by default. When I click on say this Aristotle, you can see the observe the change over here. Or I can say click on this diplomat, or say a vision, or say this level. So everyone is having their own different style and the themes. So I am generally preferring say this impression. I can go on changing the colors as such, choose this. So accordingly my text color, my background colors will be get adjusted. So let me start it with say impression as my theme. So this is important to decide about your theme. You can always change the background image. You can check it out. Here is a background image. When I click on this, I can upload the background. So let me go to say math. So you can see. So this is the anchor which actually going for the readability. So if I'm okay with this, fine, or I can always change the image, and there is the option for the select image also. When I click on select image, I have the option to choose it from the gallery or the by URL. I can search the Google as such, or even I can choose it from my Google Drive. So let me quickly take one image from say gallery itself. So say this is somehow related to teaching. Let me choose this. So you can see the change of this. At the same time, there is the option for the header type. When I click on this, please note the change. When I click on this cover, this will be the larger image. It will taking a lot of the space. I click on say large banner, or I can go with the banner only. I generally prefer with the banner, but it is again your wish how you want to give the look to your website. So large banner or cover page or a banner, that is purely your choice. So let's say this is now being designed. Now next let me consider adding of the pages. So remember in my website I have shown you on the left hand side about me. Initially there is a home page, then about me, my online classes, class 11, class 12, contact me. So these are basically referred to as my pages. So let me start creating the pages. By default, this is my home page. Please check this out. When I click on this pages, home page is by default available. Look at the bottom. We have the option to create the new page. When I click on this, I can give any name, say about me, and this page is created. Please look at the top. I am right now on my second page as about me. Next, say I am going for resources. Even I can actually make this as home page or duplicate this page, or I can go on adding the sub page inside this. I can copy this also. So duplicate page means let me click on this duplicate, and now I can rename this as say curricular programs. So what is the meaning of this add subpage? Please again check out in my this website which I have shown you for demonstration purpose. You can see when I click on class 11th, it is when I expand this. Can you see formula list, chapter 1, chapter 2, and so on. So I have actually created these so much as my sub pages. So you can add n number of sub pages. It depends again on your need. As of now, I have created about me, resources, curricular programs, and let me say choose say online classes, then class photographs. These are just the sample suggestions based on your need. You can always have your own pages over here. There is another option you can see of adding the link. Please check this out. When I click on this plus icon, there is the option for new link. When I click on this new link, let me add my school's official website and say this is school's website. So you can see this school's website over here. So the purpose of creating this as a link versus page will be clear when I go for the preview. Let me take this school website at the top. I can easily drag and drop. So let's say I want to take this contact me at the bottom. I can simply drag and drop it over here. There is some issue in my mouse, so I can always drag and drop. So that way contact me is now at the bottom. Now when I go to the preview, please check it out. This is very important. The preview option is providing me the preview via mobile phone, via tablet, and via the large screen as a desktop or the laptop. When I click on, say, home page, for example, and now when I click on the phone, so this way it will look on my mobile screen. But when I click on this tablet, this is the view available on the tablet, and here is the view on the computer or your laptop. Now when I click on this school website, because this is created as a link, just I click on this, it will directly take me outside of my website and open my school's website as such. So this is the editing mode. Again, I am back in my editing mode. So what all can be done? So let's say I want to add information about me. First thing, remember to go to this page. So I am in my, okay, let me initially in my home page, and you want to welcome your students with some message. So what you can do, I am in my home page, click on insert, check out at the top. So what initially you can do, you can insert the text box, images, you can embed some codes, and you can pick the files from your drive. What all files can be taken and chosen from your drive? Please check this out. Your Google Calendar, maps, docs, slides, sheets, forms, and charts. You can directly take it from your Google Drive. But remember, if you are creating this website using your XYZ Gmail account, all these files must be available in the same account only. Then only you will be able to see them in the option of your drive. So let me quickly add some welcome message. Let me click on this text box, and just to save the time, let me copy this message and paste this message. So this is somehow my message for my students, whosoever is coming on my website. Look at the left hand side, select background. So colors, the appealing colors, they are very important. So I have the option for the regular one, which is by default. I can choose the emphasis one. So please note the difference. So this is a little bit in gray color, darker one, and I can even choose the emphasis 2 based on the theme which I had selected. So it is now giving me the option for this. I can always think of some another color in that case. So it is all again your wish how you want to make change, and even you can choose the colors from here. Right, or click on this and you can see there is the option for image again. I can again similarly click on upload and upload some image as a background, or I can select the image. Generally, I prefer to go with this. Say I am quite impressed with say, this particular image. Let me select this, and this will be now my background. I can always make this again as already seen in the top, from normal text to the heading, font size, font name, bold, italics, and links can also be attached. So say this is my website. I simply say copy this link and select this text and click on this insert link. When I click on this insert link, let me paste this link and apply. And let me again check out in a preview what is going to happen. When someone is coming to my website and click on this, the person will be taken to my this website. So whichever link is being added, so that way the navigation becomes so easy and convenient. It is highly recommended once you are in a process of creating your website, please check out the preview via your mobile handset, that how is it looking, or on a tablet or on a laptop. So again, I'm in my editable mode. Now, let me say I wish to add my calendar to this. So I am a teacher, I have my classes, or I am having any calendar available with me. Click on calendar, and you can see there are many calendars available which you as a teacher must have created. So let me select any one of the calendar, Google Calendar, and click on this. The calendar is being loaded, and I can always resize this. I can again change the background as per my choice. And when I go to preview, it will show my calendar over here. If there is no event being added, so of course this will be blank. Otherwise, one can easily see the events, whatever are available via week wise or month wise, or even as the agenda. So that is all possible over here. You can even add n number of calendars. So this is say my personal calendar, then my classroom calendar, and my another profession calendar. So they all can be get added. Similarly, I can go on adding say the map. So on a map, let me say choose my location, say Rohini, say sector 9. When I click on this, it will simply take me to here. I can say change this as my location and click on select. And that way you can see your location, that map is available. I can also go on adding the divider. Please note what is a divider. When I click on say over here on my home page, this red line is coming, a bifurcation. So this is my above first section, then there is a line is coming, then there is line is coming. So they are like my, so first calendar, and then I click on divider. Then I click on this, and then when I click on divider, so it will help me to distinguish. This is my header for this, and this is my another thing as a calendar, and this is my map is being added. I can again change its background color and all that, so that everything is possible. I can also, let me now go to how we can insert the videos. Videos can be inserted, and at the same time I can also insert the YouTube playlist also. When I click on YouTube, please check this out. When I click on YouTube, I can search for the video, or even I can check out my already uploaded videos. I can choose any video from here, or I can search YouTube. So mathematics, let me search for mathematics on YouTube and say this is the map of mathematics. Click on this and select. The video is being inserted. As already mentioned, I can always resize this, and Even I can drag it and bring it in the center or on the right hand side, so that I can add some text over here. So everything is possible that one can explore. Now, when I double click, please check this out, on any this open area, when I double click, I have this option which is already available over here. So text box, images, embedded and drive, that can be in a shortcut by double clicking. And now I have the option for adding the text, usual text. I can select the images. So when I click on images, it gives me the option to choose any image and I can insert that particular image. So this is the image. Say again, I can resize this image, and you can see I can crop and I can uncrop that. Now let me go to insert YouTube video, already have done. Let me go to YouTube and find out some playlist. I already have selected one playlist for a demo purpose. So it's very easy. When you go to YouTube, say you are searching for something, and say using the filters option in a playlist, I get this specific playlist. So when I click on this view full playlist, I can always get the link of this playlist. So this way, let me copy this link, and when I come over here and double click, and now please check out the option of embedded. Click on embedded and click on paste this link and click on insert. So now you can see when I go to the preview, not only the first video will be available, but at the same time, here it is only one video. But when I come over here, I can start playing this first video, and you can see on the top right hand side, playlist which contains 165 videos related to mathematics. So they are all made available. I am not the creator of these videos. Someone has created and put it in the public domain. So I'm just making use of that. So that way you can, again, if you have created your own playlist, so that can also be added over here. Next is very important is and very interesting also. Say let me go to class photos, and let me choose this image carousel. Please check this out, image carousel. When I click on this image carousel, what will happen? Add image. So let me upload the images. Classroom photos, for a demonstration purpose I have already selected. So let me choose all these photographs. I can always go on adding the caption to this. So caption is, say, prize winner, and then click on OK. So second one is, say, something, so prize winner, maths competition, something like that. So you can always go on adding the add caption. So just to save the time, I'm not going to all. And when I click on insert, please check this out. All the images are being added, but that is not visible over here. Again, let me go to the preview, and now you can check it out. Let me publish this. And now let me go to the published site. There is some technical fault, otherwise it works so well. Let me quickly show you what exactly is going to happen. So you can see when I click on about me and my learning as a teacher. So what exactly is the image carousel? So this is the example. Can you see different images are coming? So I have created one image carousel over here. So there are lot many say certifications which I have received. So I have put them all together instead of displaying all. So that will take lot of the space. So I have created a simple image carousel in which all these images are being added, and you can see at the bottom. So that text is being appeared. So I can always go on adjusting the speed also. When I click on this image, you can see the setting option. Click on setting, click on this gear icon, and then you have the option for getting this auto start or the speed as a slow, medium, or fast. So that can always be done. When I click on publish, again, please check it out. This is the draft and this is the currently published. So there is some technical error. So this is not showing over in a currently published, but otherwise it works very well as already I have demonstrated over here. Next is about creating a buttons. So what exactly is a button? Please check this out. Again, let me go back to my home page of my website. You must have observed the clickable links in the form of buttons. So if someone is coming to my website and click on this button, the person will be taken to that specific portion inside this website or even outside the website. So this is your choice. That can always be possible. So let me assume I am on my home page and let me click on insert, and there is the option for button. When I click on this button, it will ask me to some name of this button and I need to provide with the link to that. So let me again say, let me copy this link, and when I click on this, so this is my another website, something like that, and let me insert the link. One way I can paste it, the link of the website outside this Google website, or when I click on this link, you must have, when I click on this, so my another website, and when I click on this over here, you can observe these are all the pages which I have created. So it is the linking of one page to the another page inside the website only. So when someone click over here, and let me say, for example, take it to the curricular program and insert. So when I go to preview, and if someone click on this button, the person will be taken to the resources because I have linked one page to the another page. But let's say I want to link that with some website outside, so that can again be easily done. Let me come back to my home page and let me edit this, and instead of this page, let me now copy that link which I have copied and click on update. Now when I look for the preview, one can easily check this is the button I have created. Click on this button and you will be taken to this website. So You can create n number of buttons. I can let me demonstrate this using one another website which I have created. So lot many options are possible when it about the Google sites, and it is free as already mentioned. So you can see the navigation is little bit different over here. So the color scheme is different. So person if clicking on this icon will be taken to the Google form, to the WhatsApp group, joining the Facebook, Twitter, Insta, Telegram, YouTube, and so on. Right. So when I click on say calendar, so the all available calendar which I have linked, that you can easily insert. Then you can go with insertion of the links and resources. So these are direct website links which are created. I can insert the images all together. So this is just a basic idea to demonstrate what all can be done. So about the Google tools, I have inserted some Google document. So as a teacher, what exactly is required? Now let me come back to my website and come to say resources. And let me now insert some Google Doc. Let me click on Docs and search my drive. If I have worked with some say lesson plan recently, so that will be visible over here. So if it is not visible, I can always search over here. So lesson plan, click on this, and it is searching my Google Drive. Let me click on this lesson plan Google Doc and click on insert. So that way my lesson plan is inserted. I can always again resize this. So that way it can be resized. And again, nothing is visible, but when I go for preview, one can easily check out that the navigation is possible. The whole lesson plan is made available. So if you are sharing with your department head, or say you're creating your mathematics department or your social science department website, so you can always work on this. And how it will finally look like, let me again click on publish and go to view published site. So someone is visiting my website, so this is visible to that person. Now it all depends. If I have made this document setting as only viewable, when I click on this icon, it will open the document in a new page. And you can check it out when I click on this share option settings. It is very important. If you want people only to view it but do not able to copy this, so certain settings has to be modified from here. So when I click on share, so restricted, you can see only people added can view with this link, and they are the viewer. I can also make them the editor. So let's say if I make them as the editor, but that is of course as a teacher I would not prefer, then instead of making the editor from here, I can share, make the setting change over here, like share it with the people. I can invite the other members of my department and send it the invitation as the editor. So now they can always make the change in this document. And the best part is, if I make the change in this document, let's say this is 2019-20, let me make it 21-22. And let me now go back to my website. No change, but let me refresh this website once again. And you will note that change has happened just in a single click, in a fraction of seconds. So whatever documents you are attaching, whatever slides you are attaching in your Google website, if you are making any changes in that, that will be quickly reflected and take place on your website as well. So I need not to worry about this. Okay, there will be a change, I have to make the change again and again on website. That at all is not required. There are lot many other options. Instead of this document, you can always go for the attaching the PDF file also. So when I say click on drive and I can search some recent PDF file, so it is again your wish. So not only the document file or the sheets, the files available in my Google Drive, they can also be get attached. So these are my all document. But if I have, let's say this is my some PDF, right? So when I click on this PDF file and click on insert, so this PDF got inserted in my website. As already mentioned, I can always resize this, and when I go to the preview, that will give me the better idea over here. So person can navigate, it's of a 21 pages. So person can directly check out from here the PDF. So this is one of my PDF, my classroom teaching. So that is again always possible. So n number of options are available as a teacher. It all depends on your own creativity. Then let me check it out. There is the option of collapsible text, which I already have shown you, demonstrated. When I come over here and come to my home page or this about me, you must have seen this, my introduction, and this is a referred to as a collapsible text. So let me demonstrate this. Let me copy something and come back to my this document and come to my home page. Say this is about me. Click on collapsible text. Give the heading as my introduction and click to edit the text over here. Just paste whatever you have copied. See what will happen. Now when I go to the preview, so it's only showing over here as my introduction. So the page is very clean. So if the person is interested to know about me, they will click on it and then they will have this information available to them. So this is the basic idea about creating the collapsible text. I already explained the image carousel, then divider button. Again, as this placeholder. When I click on this placeholder, very similar options are made available to me. When I click on this add button, I can upload the image. I can upload the image or I can select the image. When I click on placeholder again, I can select the image or I can insert the YouTube video, calendar and map from here. So certain shortcuts are available via this placeholder. And at the same time, and I can always delete this section. And let's say I want to copy this, whatever is written over here, I can always copy this. Click on duplicate section and it is created. Let's say I want to change this image. Click on replace image and select, say, the new image. So that again depends. I want to bring this above this image file. I simply drag and drop works over here. I can even insert, say, slides. When I click on slides, same way as I have worked with the Google Doc, you will find any of your Google, say any slide you have created. So the slide is inserted over here. So this is a slide. When I can resize, I can preview the same. So here is the preview of this website. So that's the basic idea about insertion of the slides. Even if you have created your PowerPoints presentations, I'm sure everyone knows using your Google Drive, you can upload your Microsoft PowerPoint PowerPoints, and they will be automatically get converted into the Google Slides, and they will be available in your Drive. They can be easily made available over here. Insertion of the mark sheet. Now let me demonstrate one another very important feature. Say, let me come to the resources or anywhere. Let me choose a sheets. Click on sheets, and this is a sample sheet which I have created. Student marks. Suppose you are a teacher, you have taken as a class teacher, you have compiled the marks of your students, student 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and the marks they have scored in their unit test, as say in English, Hindi, maths, and so on. So that is being inserted over here. So let me check out view published site, and here you will see the mark list. Right. Again, the same way, if you make any change over here in the marks, that will be get reflected over here. So I can, as an examination in charge, go on adding say class 6A, 6B, 6C, 6D sheets over here, and I can have add multiple workbooks over here. And now how it can be shared, please check it out. Since I have already published this website, here is the link for this website. When I click on this, I can copy that link and share it with the public. So when I click on this, so this is the link to my website which I have just created. Let me come to the home page. So the navigation is horizontally at the top. As in this website, it is on the left hand side panel. It is your choice. If I want to make it on the left hand side, please check out this icon of settings. Click on settings and navigation. Instead of top, I want to make it on side, and it's done. Now when I click on preview button, you can see the navigation is changed. Now it is on the left hand side. Even you can see I have added one option of contact me. In a contact me, say you want to add some Google form you have created. So again, in a similar manner, you can search for your Google form, say contact information, and click on add that. The form is inserted. As mentioned, you can always resize, and then you can click on publish. You may also observe the changes, what change I am doing right now. And when I click on publish, the changes has taken place. The other options are available as undo and redo, everyone aware of it. Then it is very important. Let me come to my home page and look at this plus, share with others. When I click on this plus icon, share with others, as the same way we used to share our Google documents, sheets, slides with specific people, I can always do the same over here. I do not want the public to view this website. I just want that this person and say some another person, this person as the editor. They are my department mentor. Let me assume that. So I want to make them as the editor, or I can even have only them as a viewer of this published website. So again, that depends. So if I will make them the editor, so they can always change the website layout, obviously. I just need to click on send and they will get the respective invitation for the same. You must have observed the another option of links at the bottom. When I click on change, published site as public or again restricted. So this is again your choice. Now again, what will happen? Only people added can access this. Even link is made available to anyone, but if they are not in my list of this email IDs being attached, so they will not be able to open this website. You give a project work to your students, so let you be the editor and you make 5 students who are doing some specific project as the collaborator in the same website. Let them come up with their ideas, they share their YouTube videos, they share their written material, the website links, and then you as a teacher, as a editor of the same site, you can always tell them how they can go on improving their website, because creating a portfolio is very essentially required. Even I am a teacher or as a student, it is really very important. Let me check it out. What few more features I wanted to demonstrate? Yes, you can check out at the bottom. Here is the option of add footnote. So whatever footnote you want, you just make that, click on add footnote. The same way, you can bring it in the center, you can change it color and so on. The footnote will be get added. And very recently, one more interesting feature is being added, and that is about when I click on these 3 dots. I already have explained this settings option in this gear icon. Brand image is already discussed. Then custom domain. In case, let's say the Google website address is not so much easier, so that everyone can remember that, right? Can you see this on my website? It is sites.google.com/view/making math. So it is very inconvenient to remember this website address. One option, I can copy that and share it with the others. The other way around is I go for purchasing a domain name. Let me quickly demonstrate what does that domain name means. Look at this address now. It says amitbajajmaths.com. It is just whatever is the content of this my Google site. I have purchased a Google domain so that the name is so easy to remember, and instead of sharing the whole website like this address, I prefer to share this. But of course, you need to go for the annual plans for purchasing and go for the settings, which is of course generally not required and not recommended. Yes, the other way around, what I generally prefer, you can use say Bitly. I'm sure number of you might be aware of this Bitly option. Shorten the URL. So let's say this is a very big URL. I can come to my Bitly and then I can click on create, enter the long URL name and click on create. It will suggest me some name like this, but even I have a liberty to change this. So let me make this as Amit's Meth and click on save. If this name is available, it is copied. Now when I share this with the other persons, please check it out. It is only a small address, and when I click on this, it will open that Google site. So I do not need to remember that long site name. This can easily be done without paying any money for the purchasing or going for purchasing the domain name as such. Then these are the certain options of analytics which generally required if you are want to track the traffic on your website, but you need to have the purchase domain name. Then this announcement banner. How does this announcement banner work? Let me quickly demonstrate the meaning of this announcement banner. Please check out this website and look at the top. Please join us for this launch of GG Daily West on this. So there is some message over there. So when I go to message, so when I paste that message, it will ask for some link over here. So this is a YouTube link. I must provide with some link. So let me say this is the link I wanted to provide. So again, of course, that GG is different from Google side. I am just demonstrating. So when I click on and insert that link, open the link in new page, and do I want it on my all the pages, or I want it only on the front page? Now when I publish this website and click on publish, you will see view publish site at the top. This announcement is made available. So whosoever is visiting this particular website will surely look at the top. So this is the link which is created and will be taken to that particular YouTube channel. So adding text, images, YouTube video, embedding the document in your calendar, and granting the access, that everything I have discussed. There is one another thing you can check it out. When I click on this 3 or more option, I can see the version history. It is newly added feature on this Google site. What changes I have made since the beginning. I started creating this website at 6:35, and then I made some publish changed at 6:38, and so on. By mistake, I did something wrong and I have deleted something. No problem, I can always go back to the previous version and I can restore this particular version. So as it is available in all the Google tools like Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, so this is now made available in Google Sites also. Similarly, when I click on these 3 buttons, I can always duplicate this site. If I have a chance of thinking like my site may get deleted accidentally, it is always recommendable you duplicate your site, rename that, and that site can be shared with the people. In the publish option, settings already seen, review changes, whatever done, and I can always unpublish my website also. Due to some reason, let's say I want to add new features or add new things in a website. I do not want public to visit my website for next 2 days because it is under construction. So that way I can always unpublish the website. So this is all about from my side. Pochika ma'am, are there any questions from the audience? So let me quickly go and answer that. Any question from the audience side? Okay, I can see, can we add something like we get CBSE results, like only student who enter right details will get to know about his result. I think putting the results, okay, yes. See, the basic idea is this is practically not possible. Again, you need to go for purchasing the domain name, likewise say WordPress or Wix.com, and there are a lot many other options which are available. Or even if you go for purchasing you from the Google itself, then certain options may be made possible, but Google's site is totally free and it comes with a certain limitations. So therefore you will not be able to have such kind of options available. Some was also asking me about adding the payment gateway or collecting the money using the website. Again, that is not practically possible and recommended, but yes, if you have your Paytm or you have your Razorpay account, you can always link that account. The link of that can be always embedded in your website, so that a person click on that link, it will be taken to the Razorpay or the Paytm account. Person can scan that, person can always make the payment. Any other question? 15 GB storage is available with you using your free account, so you can utilize that in your website, and that is a huge amount of storage actually. So you don't need, I mean, even if I'm creating my website, it contains lot many features, lot many things are in my website. I have not uploaded these YouTube videos. I have just added these videos link over here, right? So it is only adding of the link, so which is going to of course save lot of space as such. You must have seen certain options. I think I forget to talk about that very quickly. Let me see. When I come to insert, I can choose from the layout also one image over here, the related text, let's say two images over here, as I have shown in this website, four YouTube video links, and the simple information. So I have chosen this particular layout. So depending on your need, you can always go on choosing. यहाँ पर if you want, you can add the image, YouTube video. Here you can add something else, your calendar. So this is all your choice. So Mahattattva has already shared a feedback form. Kindly fill that feedback form. I'm open to your questions. If you have any doubt, you are most welcome. Another important thing is, since no one is asking, adding the drive folder. This is another very important feature. I can even go to my drive, and instead of selecting a single file, I can select my whole folder. Let's say this is my one chapter file containing all the documents inside this. I can click on insert. So the as a resource, you can see the resource folder is now being added. So whatever settings I have made for my this folder, they are all applicable for all these files. So complete folder from your drive can also be get added. In fact, you can always think of adding the emojis also, but that is again your personal choice. Thank you very much for giving your time. Thank you very much. Thank you, Deepthi ma'am, for giving me this wonder opportunity.